What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? Had a discussion about losses. To be honest with you, this discussion came about after watching Ali Sadiq's latest stand up called Domino Effect Part 2. We're going to get into that. So let's start with the quote of the day. Let's do it, guys. Quote of the day: learning how to lose is different from being a happy loser. The Catalyst. Song of the day: We Don't Play by Styles P featuring Lloyd Banks. So, if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out both Domino Effect 1 and Domino Effect 2 by Ali Sadiq. They're both great stand ups, some of the best stand ups that I've ever seen. They're both on YouTube and they're both free. After watching Domino Effect 2, me and my associates were having a talk about loss, because at the beginning of Domino Effect 2, he does talk about losses, and he says how people don't talk about their losses. And I think that's the truth. A lot of times, especially on social media, we want to talk about what we've gained, our wins, our celebrations, our triumphs. These are the things that we boast, we brag about. And I always say that no one has to teach you how to be a winner, but you do have to learn how to deal with loss, because everyone knows how to be a winner. You celebrate, you go around the ones who loved you, you go out and have a good time with the people that helped get you that celebration. You let them share in the spoils, so to speak. But when it comes to losses, we don't talk about it enough. The conversation became a debate when I started saying that you need to learn how to lose. I said learning how to lose is just as important as knowing how to win. And someone told me, one of our associates said, if you show me a happy loser, I'll show you a loser. And it's a quote from Vince Lombardi. And I agree with her. I said, man, I agree with you 100%. That's 100% right. And he says, well, then why are you saying people need to learn how to lose? I said, because being a happy loser is different from learning how to lose. You think just because you're not a happy loser means that you're never going to experience loss. And that's the flawed thinking. Just because you're not happy with loss, just because you don't want to experience loss, just because we're not looking for negative outcomes and negative experiences, doesn't mean that they're not going to happen to us. So now what do? When we experience loss, when we experience failure, when we experience setback, when things don't go our way, when we fail to achieve what we're trying to achieve, do we just become miserable? Do we make everyone around us miserable? Do we make our loved ones and our significant others and our friends miserable because we lost? You have to learn how to lose. Plain and simple. Whether it's a loss in the gym, whether it's a loss on the professional stage in the ring, whether it's a loss financially, whether it's a loss personally, but you have to learn how to lose. And what I mean by that is you must understand the mindset that you should have when you lose. You can't let it turn you bitter. You can't let it make you miserable. And you can't start taking your aggression or your feelings of anxiety and regret out on those around you. It has to be something that you are able to sit with. It has to be something that you are able to deal with. You cannot just put it in a corner, stare at it, and get mad at it and make you retire. Learning how to lose is important. That's why I talk about losses. That's why I talk about how I've handled losses. That's why I talk about the things that have helped me through dark situations. Because if you don't learn how to lose, you can easily become consumed by it. You can easily let it turn you. It can easily make you flip that coin to that other side of you. And not to say that other side shouldn't exist, but you don't want to be that person every single day of every single second of every single day, excuse me. So after that conversation, he did agree with me. He was like, yeah, well, yeah, you know what, you got a point. And again, being a happy loser is not the same thing as learning how to lose. We have to be able, they call them sore losers. They call them, people that look for excuses. It's everybody else's fault but their own type of thing, where you start to point the finger. You have to change, more than anything, you have to change your relationship with loss. It has to become something of a different perspective of it. When people have a loss, they don't look at it like a chance to learn. When people have a loss, they don't look at it as a chance to get better. When people have a loss, they don't look at it as a blessing, because some losses could be where you never be able to go for your goal again. But if you're able to still strive for it, if you're able to still try to become something better, then that's a blessing. That's a blessing that you had this type of failure and you can bounce back from it, that you can show others how to bounce back from it. And the last thing I'll say before I make this video too long is, losses are not permanent. Like, failure is not permanent. People, this current, and it's starting to change, which I'm so thankful for. But for a long time, there was this era that we were stuck in where it seemed like people wanted to make your past a life sentence, where your failure had to follow you around for the rest of your life. And I'm here to say that that's a complete false narrative. It contributes to a lot of depression. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't like to talk about this because I don't like to put thoughts in people's head. It contributes to a lot of suicide. When people get into a mindset that they think their loss and their situation is permanent, now they start thinking of permanent ways to get out of it. And it's not. Your loss, your mindset, your situation isn't permanent. You just have to make a choice that this isn't the mindset, this isn't the situation that you want to be in anymore. Once you make that choice, then you start to look for the opportunities to get out of that situation, to get out of that mindset, to get out of them circumstances. And the more you look for a way out, the more you will find one, a positive, productive one. Anybody out there who's struggling with mental health, I do advise you to seek attention immediately, professional attention, and someone who is trained to help you out. This video is not a substitute for any of that. I want to make sure I get that out there too. But I do want to let people know that dealing with loss on your way to greatness, on your way to your goals, on your way to becoming a better you, it's something that must be done. You must learn how to deal with loss. All right, guys. I hope this video finds you in positive energy. I hope you and your loved ones are in great health. Please, please, please be kind to one another. I need you guys to take care of yourselves. You keep me in your prayers. I'll forever keep you in mind. Endure, believe, rise.